Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. Free agency kind of wrapped up. We're headed towards the draft. We're a couple weeks away. I asked for the takes that you guys have going into the 2025 season. We're going to be going over some of those. So if you guys missed the X post, follow me on X at I'mMythicAZ. I asked for some takes. I asked, what do you guys feel going into 2025? I got mixed reactions, and we're going to dive into some of those today. But before we do, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe up. We're on the road to 9,000, 10,000. We are on the way. If you guys like the Arizona Cardinals or the NFL, this is the perfect channel for you. But let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We got some bangers and some very interesting ones. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. We got Jacob saying the Cardinals defense will be top 10 ranking and Mack Wilson will have top 10 inside linebackers stats. That's a crazy prediction. The Cardinals defense is definitely on the rise. We've done enough to address it. And like you see, Jet said Cardinals defense will be top 5. That is crazy praise. But the Cardinals defense being top 10, I think, is very realistic. Now, Mack Wilson having a top 10 inside linebacker season or linebacker season in general, I don't know how realistic that one is, but the top 10 for sure. Top 5 might be a little bit of a stretch. Depends on what we do at corner, what we do in the draft. There's a lot of things that have to be addressed, but the defense is definitely on the rise. I think we're in a good spot. Mack Wilson is probably the most unrealistic part of that, but you never know. He could come into his own. He's now the team starting Mike, technically, unless we address it through the draft. So Mack Wilson is going to have all of the options and all of the ability to go out there and make plays. We need it genuinely, so hopefully he steps up and comes to in his own and actually balls out. It's very possible. Like I said, we got some interesting ones and we got some bangers. Tristan says the Cardinals' ceiling is an NFC championship appearance. This is possible. The NFC isn't necessarily the strongest conference. I think Philadelphia dominates it, but they got worse this year. Knowing Philadelphia, they're going to replenish their talent through the draft. They always do. So Tristan, an NFC championship, I don't know. We got to shoot for playoffs. We got to shoot for the little things. But it's definitely not a bad prediction. I hope it happens. Like, genuinely, I do as a Cardinals fan. I'm sick of being in poverty. So we need that. We need to actually make appearances in the playoffs. We need positive strides. Kyler has only been there one time. A lot of these people haven't even been to the playoffs. So if we can get there and actually rally off 2-3 wins, that would be huge for this organization. Even if we don't reach the Super Bowl, 2 to 3 playoff wins would be a huge accomplishment, and that would solidify a lot of things in this organization and showing that Monty Ossenfort and Jonathan Gannon are building this team in the right direction. Don't hate that one. Then we got Maserati Marv, aka MHJ Era on X, saying everything for Marvin and Kyler clicks, and Marv has 1,200 yards in 10 touchdowns this season. I love this one. I think this is very possible. It's in the realm of possibility. He had 800 yards his rookie year, 8 touchdowns. Upping that to 10 touchdowns as an in-zone magnet and getting 1,200 yards, which is 400 more, which, again, he had so many plays that he should have came down with, just a timing thing. It just wasn't clicking for Kyler and Marvin all year. There were games, there were moments, but the entire year it wasn't there. So Maserati Marv says, hey, guess what? It's all going to happen. It's going to click, and they're going to be on the same page, and they're going to be dialed in and expect 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. I love this. I think it is very, very, very possible. And if they do that, we're definitely making the playoffs with 10 wins plus. They got to lock in. Hopefully they're training right now in the offseason. If they're doing that, we're going to be in a good spot. And I think they are. I think they're going to be locked, and I think we're going to be good to go. Love that prediction. We also got a couple Kyler Murray predictions. You got Saksham Mondale. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm butchering that, my fault. This year is Kyler's last year to prove himself, and this is the year he gets it done. 12-5, first place NFC West finish. Don't mind that whatsoever. I think that's very realistic. Marv has a breakout season, solidified as a top 10 wide receiver. Also very possible. Will Johnson, Budda Baker, and Garrett Williams solidify themselves as the no-fly zone 2.0. So a key in this point is we're taking Will Johnson in the first round. Love that. I think that addresses a huge position of need. Hopefully he takes over for Sean Murphy-Bunting, and hopefully this goes down, knock on wood. He also said this is Kyler's last year to prove himself. So Kyler basically has to whip himself into shape, clean up those second half mistakes. And if that happens, 12-5 is very reasonable, and first place in the NFC West is also very reasonable. I don't know how the NFC West is going to shape out. Seattle, very interesting team. The Rams, they brought everybody back besides Cooper Kupp. They're in an interesting spot. Then you have Marvin Harrison having a breakout season, being a top 10 wide receiver and solidifying himself. Again, I think that's very possible as well. The flashes were there. People are quick to discredit him, but he's in a good spot. 800 yards, 8 touchdowns his rookie year. Why can't he get 1,010? Like, we're chilling. That is a good prediction. I don't mind that one either. Let's stay on the Kyler Murray train. Sask says the Cardinals make a deep playoff run. Kyler leads the league in QBR and secures his first MVP. Kyler's QBR was great last year. It was like a 76 point whatever, and it ranked like top 6, top 7, top 8 in the NFL. He was top 3 for a long time, but that second half collapse got to him. I think he finished like 8th. I don't know for sure. But the Cardinals making a deep playoff run. I've been seeing this a lot. It's very possible. You never know in the NFL. Things are unpredictable, but I think it is very possible that Kyler does lead the league in QBR, and if he gets his first MVP, that'd be great. I'm not going to put any expectations on it, though, because every time I do that, it doesn't go so well, but I like the prediction as a whole. I think this is a really solid one. If Kyler Murray can lock in like that this season, clean up the second half mistakes, we're going to be in a good position. That deep playoff run will happen. Don't mind that one either. This is a really real prediction that I love a ton. Kiz says offense will be top 15, defense will be top 10. The defense was heavily improved throughout free agency. We don't know what's happening on offense, so it's hard to put expectations on it, but if they're a top 15 unit and the defense is top 10, we're easily playoff caliber. If the defense is top 10 and we can actually get a stop and don't have to worry about them going down and marching on us every single time, not being able to stop the run, being tired, gassing out. If our offense doesn't score every possession, we are screwed. Then we're good. The offense being top 15 is a good selection. That is not bad whatsoever. I think it's very realistic, and if that happens, we're in a good spot. I would not mind those statistics going into 2025. So if that happens, we're good, and I think that is very realistic. We got Jordan David Fox saying if AZ's draft goes like this, Josh Simmons and JT in rounds 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, they will reach the playoffs. So we have to have Josh Simmons and JT for us to make the playoffs, is what Jordan's saying. They come into the team and instantly make us playoff contenders. If we go James Pierce Jr. or Will Johnson in the first, they're going to have to get Jonah in the second. That'll address 2 big needs. We can draft Cam in the third. I don't necessarily like the Cam Scattaboo prediction, but if we do get Will Johnson, that would be fantastic. I don't know what his prediction is in the back end, but hey, if we go Josh Simmons, that's an athletic tackle, so we'd be good. Honestly, we would be really good. Hopefully the prediction is both playoff instances, but I don't mind that prediction whatsoever. James Pierce Jr., we have a top 30 visit with them. Who knows what's going to happen? I want Will Johnson personally, but that's a solid one too. And unfortunately, I think this one is going to hold up true as well. The D-line will be top 3. I don't know if they're going to be that high. Maybe a top 8 unit, maybe a top 10 unit, and the O-line will suck balls. That is very possible. I'm not sure how the offensive line is going to do, but you never know at the end of the day. The unit is basically the exact same going into 2025. If we stay healthy, we're going to be in a good spot. Right guard needs to be addressed. Right now it's Isaiah Adams. Maybe they're comfortable there, but the offense needs to be addressed. We need a slot receiver, we need a right guard, or a right tackle for the future. We're not in a really good spot offensively. We have a couple positions addressed through free agency. We've done pretty well patching things up, and this is a year where we should be competitive. But long term, we need to address some things, and unfortunately, I do think this one will hold true. We got Caleb Anderson saying the Cardinals defense ends up top 5 with a defensive player of the year candidate with Darius Robinson learning under Calais Campbell and Dalvin Tomlinson. I don't want to say Darius Robinson has that ceiling in year 2, but you never know. People could break out. I think he is going to be a freak on the field when he actually gets on there and is not dealing with the calf injury. But with Calais and Dalvin Tomlinson here, I don't know what his position is going to be. I don't know what his role is going to be. I don't know how much shine he's going to get on that defense. I expect him to be in there a lot. But at the same time, I think that Calais signing on a 1 year, just come retire here, and then Darius Robinson takes over next year is such a good move. I love that. Have 2 great veteran leaders to have your young defensive tackle just learn under. Phenomenal. Defensive player of the year, I think, is a stretch. Defense ends up top 5. Possible, I think top 10 for sure. But I love this. Very solid. Yeah, he who must not be named saying 10-7 is the floor. I need that in my life. I need the Cardinals to have a winning season. I'm not putting expectations on it next year. Every time I do that, I get disappointed. Same with the Suns, and you guys know what's happening there. But 10-7 is the floor, which means probably 12 or 13 wins is his ceiling. Love this prediction. Hopefully it comes true. Got Frosty saying with an improved defense building from this upcoming draft and McBride and Marvin Harrison, we can make a playoff run. One thing that can hold us back potentially is the offensive play calling, which Drew Petzing, I mean, that is very possible. Hopefully he develops and actually learns how to get the pass game involved as well. The run scheme, love it. I absolutely love it. The guard pull concepts, love it. I think he gets screens involved at the right times. Like, he does things right, but that pass game is atrocious at times as well. So you got to scheme better, not scheming our route runners open and not playing to their route running strengths like Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison loves the cross route, but for some reason, it's very iffy. Every time he goes on a crosser, it feels like he makes a big-time play. So, Drew Petzing, lock in. You are way more smart than I am compared to football analysis. So, lock in, figure that out. But, yeah, I do agree. If we don't go ahead and lock in offensively, we're going to be in a deep, deep trouble. But we can also make a deep playoff run, I agree. For the final take of the video, we got Baby Mexico saying win the NFC West and hopefully win a playoff game. It's very possible the NFC West is wide open and hopefully win a playoff game. It's not very optimistic, but I don't know how optimistic I am going into next year. I'm very optimistic, but like with no expectations, if that makes sense. I'm like dating the same person, expecting something different, knowing they're going to act away and just like expecting different results. So I'm not coming in here with any expectations. I don't want to get let down. It's that simple. With that being said, that is going to wrap up today's video. I know I didn't ask on YouTube, so let me know down in the comment section below what your guys' expectations for the Cardinals in 2025 are. Drop those down below. And if you guys are new and enjoyed content like this, let me know down in the comments. I'll keep videos like this going. And if you are new to the channel and ended up enjoying today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.